For the cheapest coins with fast delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins, and use code SWIFT at checkout for 20% off.
Solstice family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 20 video on the channel. And in today's video, we've got another episode of the MUT Weekly Roundup for you guys. This episode is going to be pretty jam-packed. We're going to start it off like usual by talking about all the Ultimate Legends that released into the game over the past week, and then we're going to move on to talk about a couple of interesting MUT topics. The first one is going to be stacking abilities, which essentially means that you can put the same ability on a card twice and it ends up being a little bit overpowered. So I'm going to give my opinion on that, and I'm also going to talk about a little bit of a MUT conspiracy theory which could explain why there have not been any promos in the past couple months. I know the main reason is because EA's had to work from home due to the virus, but there could be another reason why they've been delaying these promos, so I'm going to give my opinion on that, So before we hop into this episode, if you guys are enjoying this series, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on when I upload this next week. Also, we're equipped with the Michael Thomas t-shirt, so we are ready to get into this video. Drop a 1 in the comment section if Michael Thomas is better than Julio Jones. Drop a 2 if you think Julio is better than Michael Thomas. And without further ado, let's hop into the first topic of today's MUT Weekly Recap. So we're going to start this episode off by going over the 99 overall Marvin Harrison Ultimate Legend, which is actually one of the set cards who's only selling at 200,000 coins. So he's going to be pretty cheap right now, but I do want to compare him to one player I have on my team, just so I can show you how similar the stats are going to be to this Torrey Holt card. When you look at almost every single attribute, even including the height, there's literally only a 1 point difference in a few different stats. There's going to be a 1 point difference in catching, 1 point difference in catch and traffic, spec catch, medium route running, and deep route running. So this is basically the exact same card as Torrey Holt. So because this card is so similar to Torrey Holt, I'm assuming most of you guys already have Torrey up to a 99. If Torrey plays really well for you, you can consider getting this Marvin Harrison and powering him up. But if you don't like the way Torrey plays on your team, I would stay away from Marvin. I think the fact that everyone has a free Torrey Holt is going to make it really helpful when you're deciding whether to pick up this card, because Torrey Holt does get a lot of mixed reviews. Some people tell me they love him, some people tell me they don't like him at all. So because of the fact that a lot of you guys should have been able to play with the Torrey already, if you like the way he plays, definitely consider getting Marvin Harrison. But if you don't like the way Torrey plays on your team, I would stay away from Marvin, because it's basically going to be a very similar card to that. Again, at 200,000 coins, I think this is a pretty solid price point. He's not going to be too expensive, and he should be pretty solid value if you're looking at getting a really good Ultimate Legend wide receiver. So moving on to the next Ultimate Legend that dropped this week, we have 99 overall Ray Guy, who's going to be a punter, which basically confirms that positional heroes are probably not coming into the game. I'll actually talk about why I think EA could have delayed it or actually taken positional heroes out entirely on purpose at the end of the video. But the stats on this card are what you'd expect for the first 99 overall punter. He's going to have 99 kick power and 96 kick accuracy, which is really great, but I would say you should only be getting this Ray Guy card if you're looking to boost your team up to a 99 overall. Otherwise, it's not worth spending the coins or using a power-up pass on this player, unless you're of course trying to get your team up to that 99 overall. For most of us, we're still looking to add other pieces to the squad, so I would probably stay away from Ray Guy for the time being, unless his price drops to like 100,000 or 200,000 coins in a few weeks. So the final player we have from the past weekend is 99 overall Larry Allen. I kind of wish they switched around Larry Allen and Ray Guy just for the sake of more people being able to get a really good right guard, but I understand what they were trying to do to allow more people to get up to a 99. As we take a look at the back of this card, Larry Allen is usually an absolute dog, and this card does not disappoint. When you take a look at the run blocking stats, he's going to be an absolute beast. 99 strength, 99 run block, 99 run block power, 96 run block finesse. The pass blocking is also not too shabby, and one thing that we all know about Larry Allen is the man can move. He's got 70 speed and 74 acceleration, which is not as fast as he actually is. This Larry Allen, in real life, he was really fast. I remember seeing a video of him tracking down a linebacker. The man can move. I wish they gave him a little bit more speed. He's a solid LTD. For people that have a lot of coins and are looking to get another really good offensive lineman, you could get Larry Allen, but in my opinion, I would say out of this week's Ultimate Legend drop, the only player you could really be considering would be someone like Marvin Harrison if you really like the way Torrey Holt plays, because he's going to give you solid value. Otherwise, Larry Allen and Ray Guy are a little bit too expensive. But let's move on to talk about a couple of interesting topics in today's video, and those are going to be stacking abilities as well as a little bit of a MUT conspiracy theory. We're going to start it off by talking about stacking abilities though. So moving on to stacking abilities, I firstly want to explain what this means, and I think it was Gutfox who actually did the testing for this and saw that this was actually a thing in the game. So essentially what he tested is he put Gunslinger on his quarterback twice, then he put it on him 3 times, and then he put it on him 4 times. And when you test that out, you will see that you're actually going to get faster passing animations than if you just put it on him 1 time. I know it says right here that the ability does not stack with itself, but EA was clearly lying about that, because if I was to like replace Escape Artist with a second tier of Gunslinger, so I put Gunslinger on him twice right here, and then I hopped into a game, I would actually get a faster throwing animation than if I just had Gunslinger on 1 time for my quarterback. So in terms of Gunslinger, I'm going to give my opinion on whether I think it's actually worth it to use 2 Gunslingers or 3 Gunslingers, and then we're going to talk about maybe some additional abilities or other abilities that could stack with themselves. So firstly, when it comes to Gunslinger, my opinion on the topic is that it's only worth putting 1 Gunslinger on your quarterback. Now, the reason why I say only 1 Gunslinger on your quarterback is just because the other abilities are so valuable to have on your golden ticket QB, and because of the fact that once you put on 1 Gunslinger, putting on that second additional is not going to give you the same effect as just having 1 Gunslinger on your quarterback. I believe the testing was done, and it was determined that if you have 1 Gunslinger on your quarterback versus no Gunslinger on your quarterback, you get the ball out, I believe, 3 or 4 frames faster. But if you put 2 Gunslingers on your quarterback compared to 1, you're only going to get the ball out 1 frame faster, and the same thing goes for if you put on 3, that's only going to be 1 frame faster than 2, and then the exact same with 4. So as you guys can see, there's diminishing returns when you put Gunslinger on an additional time. In my opinion, I think it is still worth it to go with something like Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, Escape Artist, and Identified / Dashing Deadeye on your quarterback. If you guys want to try out Gunslinger times 2, you could remove something like Identifier, but having Escape Artist and having Hot Route Master are honestly 2 musts if you have a golden ticket, so I would say you cannot change those. If you want to go with Gunslinger times 2, you could try that out just to have some fun, but in my opinion, I don't think that the stacking abilities has broken the game yet, unless we end up finding out some other abilities that could stack, because if that ends up happening, that could be super crazy. So what's been happening recently is people have been testing out a bunch of other abilities to see whether they stack. For example, putting Streak Specialist on your wide receiver 4 times. Is he just going to absolutely toast defensive backs every single play, even more than if he was just to have Streak Specialist times 1? People have also tested out Human Joystick. Can you get even more glitchy? There's a bunch of other stuff people have tested, including Pass Rush Elite, Universal Coverage, and if people find out that you can stack abilities which are more valuable than something like Gunslinger, the game could really end up breaking. Now, I think that Gunslinger hasn't been too broken yet, is because on a quarterback, you have a bunch of other abilities that you really need to put on them. Like you guys can see, Hot Route Master and Escape Artist are so valuable, but if you find out that on a player like Taylor Mays, you can just put like 4 universal coverages on him, he could be an absolute glitch because the other abilities that you have on Taylor aren't going to be as effective. Having something like Pick Artist isn't really going to change the game too much, and if you take it off to add something which becomes really glitchy on him, that can make the card really insane. Same thing goes with Lawrence Taylor. Like if I take a look at my Lawrence Taylor card right here, and I was to find out that I could put 4 Pass Rush Elites on him, I would easily do that. Taking off like something like Edge Threat Elite, taking off something like No Outsiders, and taking off something like Run Stuffer wouldn't really affect the card that negatively, and you could make it super glitchy if Pass Rush Elite did stack. So that's just my opinion on it. I hope that the other abilities don't stack too much, because if people do find out that you can stack something super glitchy, the game could end up really breaking down very, very quickly. But for now, I think what's been determined isn't really that bad. It isn't too detrimental because there is a really big negative effect of putting on Gunslinger twice. That's the fact that you lose out on something like Dashing Deadeye or Identified. But if we end up finding out, like I said, that you can put like Bruiser on Bo Jackson 3 times and he just cannot be tackled, that could really end up breaking the game. So I'm curious to see what ends up happening with this stacking abilities. But next up, I want to talk about a little bit of a MUT conspiracy theory and maybe why we actually haven't been getting promos for another reason other than the fact that EA's got to be working from home. Now, if you guys did not know, we actually haven't gotten content into the game in the last 50 days. I'm not including golden tickets, and I'm not including Ultimate Legends when I say that, but I'm saying that the draft promo released 50 days ago. So it's been 50 days since we got a promo, and I think there's actually a reason EA could be doing that. They could be trying to increase the longevity of their game. When we think about this from a business perspective, when the Positional Hero promo does release, it's going to allow everyone to get a 99 overall at every single position. EA drops a 99 at quarterback, wide receiver, running back, every single offensive line position, and stuff like that. And when that does happen, that could result in a lot of people getting their team up to a 99 overall. Now, once your team's up to a 99, there shouldn't really theoretically be that many more upgrades you would want to make, and that's going to do two things. Firstly, that's going to reduce the amount of money EA is going to make from people buying packs, because people already have their 99 overall. They don't really have a reason to rip packs because there's not that many more upgrades you can even make. And secondly, it's also going to reduce the amount of people that are likely going to be playing their game. Once you get up to a 99, you don't really have too much to grind for. You maybe play with your team online, and you could end up getting bored of that decently quickly. So that's going to end up reducing some of their player base once they drop these 99 overalls. Now, I know this could be a little bit far-fetched, but those are two things that EA does really like to promote. We all know that EA is decently money hungry when it comes to packs. They're always going to capitalize on the opportunity for people to buy packs. So once people get up to a 99, they're going to be losing out on a pretty solid amount of revenue. Now, that second point that I mentioned, the longevity of the game, that is actually something that EA loves to promote when it comes to Madden 20. If you guys did not know, EA did sign a contract with the NFL, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, and it was like a 5-more-year deal where EA and the NFL are going to be partnering to make Madden. Now, one key stat that EA liked to promote in that report is the amount of time people spent on the game. That includes the amount of time people spent on the game on a per-day basis, and it includes the amount of daily active logins that people played the game. Now, let's say someone gets up to a 99 overall team, they're going to reduce both of those stats. People are going to be logging in less often. Maybe they'll just log in to play Weekend League. Maybe they won't log in at all. And they're also going to be playing the game for less hours. They're not going to have to be playing solos. They're not going to be have to doing coin making methods. So that's going to reduce those two key stats when people get up to a 99. Now, I know this could be a little bit far-fetched, like I'm saying, but they could be trying to delay that process. I'm assuming that EA, if this is a conscious decision that they made, has taken the time to think about it and decide that the daily active users, if they don't release a promo and continue to kind of just delay, are going to be greater than if they release the Positional Hero promo, people get up to a 99, and then they stop playing the game. So that could be a reason why they've been delaying. I know it's kind of a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but they could be just utilizing the fact that everyone's working from home as a little bit of an excuse, I guess you could say, to not release a promo. That could be a crazy theory. Let me know in the comment section if you think it's true or not. But based on two factors that we know definitively EA Sports likes to promote, one, that is going to be the fact that they have a lot of microtransactions and they're able to make a ton of money off of that when it comes to Madden. And two, kind of an underrated point, is they really do like the amount of daily active users they have, as well as the length of time that those users are playing the game. And once you get to a 99 overall, those two stats are certainly going to decrease for a lot of their player base. So yeah, that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about when it comes to them kind of delaying these promos. That could be something that they're consciously deciding to do. It could be just a coincidence, and the fact that they're not able to work from home and they're kind of incapable of doing that, or just a reason why we could have not seen a promo for quite some time in Madden 20. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you made it all the way to the end. Let me know what you think about those takes down below in the comment section as well. And until next time, fellas, I'm out. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.